I'm Lena Morant. I'm a senior on the women's gymnastics team, and I'm from Gambrills, Maryland. Prince George's County, Maryland's like predominantly black, so I went to private school like all my life, predominantly black private schools. It's just like really rare, and I did gymnastics, predominantly black. Like my team was mostly black, also really rare for gymnastics. So like I was kind of like in this weird bubble that like I don't think that many other black people here can relate to. Like where people grew up, they either grew up where it's mostly white or like a mix. Like I didn't know any like white people or anybody that like wasn't black. Like I thought black people were like a majority. And so when I was like looking for schools, like I applied to like a few HBCUs. They didn't have gymnastics. That's kind of like a deal breaker. My coach went here, and he's like kind of the one that like influenced me and was like, you should really check it out and you should come here. And I was like on the fence about it. I was like, I don't know if I really want to come here. Like this is probably the best school like in terms of like gymnastics for me and like majors. Sometimes it's hard. Like it just feels like you don't have anyone to relate to, especially coming from where I came from. Like all my teammates were black. We were all going through the same thing. Like we would go to a meet in like Alabama, we'd feel like outsiders. We felt like we didn't belong. And like sometimes it feels the same way here. Even though you know your teammates, they love you, like they're there for you, they're supporting you, but sometimes it's just hard to like really wrap your head around that and just like physically like seeing that difference. Like I'm the only black person and everyone around me is white. Like it's just hard sometimes, and like you get in your head and like you overthink and you're like, oh, is this because I'm black? Did I get this score because I'm black? Or like, was my routine like that good or was it that bad? Like it's just hard to tell sometimes, and you like really think like maybe it's because I'm black. I'm not really sure. It was kind of sad. Like I was so used to something else, and like coming here was like a culture shock, and it was like really adjusting. And like I think like last year into this year, like I feel like I've like found my way a little bit more, but still like there's still like stressful situations and like things I go through, just like thinking about like on a daily or just looking around and just be like, wow, like this is kind of sad, like I'm the only one here. I feel like annoyed kind of, because this has been happening for so long, and it's like annoying that people are just now starting to pay attention or just now realizing it. Like I first knew when I was 13, like when Trayvon Martin happened, like that was when it like really opened my eyes. Like I was like, there's like a problem here. Like there's so many things that I didn't even know about even as a black person. So just thinking like white people, how little they know or like understand, and they can like, it's just tiring, like always being the one like having to talk about it, always like being the one like having to deal with other people, and like them not listening or like them like not understanding where you're coming from, them not respecting that it's not an easy thing to talk about. Like it's emotionally draining, and like for them it's not, because they have their privilege and they think that it's like something, it's like even if it's uncomfortable for them, like they're only uncomfortable for a moment. Like I'm uncomfortable every day I'm here. Like it's like different, and like it gets tiring like being the one that has to talk about it all the time. And I just wish that more people on our team could like step up, and then I feel like that would help me out a lot. Over the summer, a lot of the girls on our team, they really got like interested and they started understanding. They reached out to me and they were like, I never knew this, I never knew you felt this way, like all this stuff. And I'm like, I don't really know what to say, but thank you. Like at least you're starting now. Being a student athlete isn't easy, but like being a black student athlete is even harder. I'm Lena Morant, and this is my story. This is my truth.